Hi, my name is Emma Greenwell, and I'm a senior at the Union County High School, and I'm also the Vice President of the Union County FFA chapter. And I'm here today to talk to you about vertical farming. Stack those plants. Knock, knock. Who's there? Lettuce who? Let us in and you'll find out. Food is something that we cannot live without. And without agriculture and farmers, we wouldn't have food to survive. They play a key role to plant and harvest the food that we eat. But is all food grown outside on farmland? The answer is no. There can be certain foods grown indoors that does not have to be outside. Today, our society is constantly cutting down trees to make room for farmland. Vertical farming's goal is to produce more food per acre than natural farmland. In 2019, 7.7 billion people are in the world. Our world is constantly growing. How will we feed the world? Feeding this many people will be a huge challenge, but vertical farming will be the change. Vertical farming is the use of producing fruits, vegetables, and food that we eat daily. Instead of farming out in the field, the plants are placed into an enclosed building on vertical inclined surfaces. This allows the plants to grow. The plants are stacked neatly and can be as high as 30 feet or more. These enclosed buildings are usually a warehouse or an oat factory. Vertical farms are always being monitored and is kept clear from harmful bacteria. Then, the plants are stacked neatly directly on top of each other on shelves or tables. If not, they can be in a staggered line for better natural light exposure. Vertical farming is good because you will use less space than farming on the ground. Vertical farming is often common in cities, deserts, or places that don't have much farmland around them. Almost all vertical farms are either hydroponic or aeroponic. Hydroponic is where the plants are grown in a bowl of water that contains nutrients. Aeroponic is where the plant roots are sprayed with a mist of water and the nutrients for the plants to survive. Hydroponic and aeroponic does not require soil for the plant to grow. The owners of the company prefer natural light or artificial lights to shine on the plant. Don't you hate those days that farmers can't be out in the field harvesting because the field is too wet? Water plays a very important factor when dealing with vertical farming. Vertical farming uses less water than natural farming, although vertical farming and weather doesn't have a problem with each other. This is because the plants are placed into a safe, stable, enclosed building. Also, this prevents animals or diseases to not harm the plant. Vertical farming is a year-round thing and it never stops. Instead of using 2 to 5 acres to grow crops, vertical farming uses one building for an acre. This depends on the size of the building though. Local is serving fresh food where it is grown from. IKEA came up with the idea of local that uses hydroponic farming systems. It also uses LED lights many people have in their kitchens along with stackable trays. It showed that greens grew up to 3 times faster in local than any traditional types of farming. They are now trying to figure out how to integrate sensors into each tray, which will help keep track of each tray from your smartphone. In the end, this could potentially help farmers in the growth of their small local farms. Plant Scrapers is a building that provides food for its occupants. This is being tested in an office building to provide food for its large number of workers. They are using a rack transport system to slowly move each rack from the floor to the ceiling. This is to help with the plant growth throughout each stage of the plant's life. These greenhouses are then imported directly into the offices to feed large numbers of workers in that office building. Could you imagine a greenhouse feeding your workplace? That seems crazy. But with the technology advances of vertical farming, this could be and most likely will be in our future. Vertical farming is good because it uses less water, crops grow yearly, and the weather does not affect the crops. As you can see, there are many advances in vertical farming happening. What if you eventually could grow all your food from your house? That would save you a lot of time and money. We could all be the farmers from the comfort of our own homes. So next time you don't want to get outside in some terrible weather, remember that vertical farming is just for you.